Hello everyone, Alec DeLorean here, and I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Now in today's video we have the best mods for Sprocket, or at least the ones that I like to use the most, and based on what ones that work for me. But I won't keep you any longer though, so if you would like to join the Patreon, Discord, or become a channel member, the links are in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, this content, and all things Star Wars related, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the video. Alright, so we're going to go through the legendaries first, then we'll go through the epics, and then we'll finish off with the rares, which are the blues. And then at the very end, we'll talk about what ones I like to use, so then you can start using them in the games. But first of all, we have Mon Cal Frenzy, which has plus 10% movement speed and plus 200% cooling speed, but you lose out on 20% reload duration. Now this is pretty decent because reload duration doesn't really affect you too badly. So if you can never get to that point because you have 200% cooling speed, if you can never get to the point where you stop firing before you have to reload, wait for that to come on to its cooling period, then you can get into a good rhythm of never really feeling the downside of the reload duration. Plus on top of that, you get the 10% movement speed, which is pretty crazy because movement speed is always very nice in any match that you play. And then the next one is Vitality, which you have 15% combat speed, which is insane because every other mod for every other hunter in the game, everyone is always 10% combat speed for these kind of ones, but he gets 15%, probably because he's one of the slowest characters in the game. He's not very fast at all, so the 15% does make sense, and it's very noticeable on Sprocket. You also get 30 health, which is kind of crazy because the combat speed is already a must really for Sprocket, and then you get 30 health, not even 20, 30. So it's a very, very good legendary because you only lose out on the hipfire weapon recall, which also is kind of like the reload duration where it's really not as noticeable. You're not going to be going for the long range kills a lot of the times anyway, so you're going to be hitting every single shot that you usually would with this downside. So this is another one where it's a good thumbs up from me. And then the next legendary is you get a plus 4 ammo capacity. Nice, pretty good. Plus 3 weapon damage, which is pretty huge. But then you lose out on 35% hipfire weapon spread, which isn't actually that bad. I mean, 35% is high, so it's not great, but it's not too bad. That could be worse. And then you have minus 5 meters damage fall off distance, so you'll be doing much less damage at kind of medium to long range. So you're only really going to be more effective in close range fights. So maybe only use this if you were playing on like Vespara Row or any other smaller map. But if you're ever playing on Vandal Reliad, I would not be using this one at all. And then next are the purples, aka the epics. So the first one is minus 15% reload duration. You also get 25 health, but you gain 20% hipfire weapon spread, which, like I said before, isn't all that bad really, but you get 25 health, which is pretty insane. And especially if you pair it with this, so you're going to be getting an extra 55% health, which is very, very good. And then you're also kind of countering the reload duration from the other legendary, where it goes down to only minus 5 here because it's plus 20 but minus 15, so technically it's plus 5%, which does cancel it out very well. So really you're mostly just getting this for the health, but if you don't really care about the reload duration, then you could probably switch this one out for a different one. And then the next one is cooling speed. So if you're really good at dealing with cooling speed and learning not to reload and just waiting for the cooling period to go on, then this is a very good mod for you because you get minus 0.3 seconds cooling speed delay, so it happens faster. And then a plus on top of the other legendary mod, you get plus 125 cooling speed for this one, so your cooling speed is going to be insane. So if you don't like reloading, this is a mod for you. And then the next one is you get plus 1 weapon damage, and you also get plus 125 cooling speed, but you lose out on 20% reload duration. Now this is more if you want to be a damage dealer, which Sprocket basically is at this point. He's like a damage dealer but can heal people, which is how I like to see him. So this would be a very good mod if you want to go all out on damage, because again, reload duration isn't too crazy, but I guess if you are pairing this with the legendary, 40% reload duration is probably going to be more noticeable. And then we go into the blues, and the blues are very special in which there are no negatives with these mods, so you can put these on without any backlash of having any minuses or cons. So the first one is straight up 20 health, very good. So if you wanted the extra health but you weren't too bothered about reload duration, you could technically do this, but I think the purple would be way more worth because reload duration, why would you not want to have that one, right? And then the next one is plus 5 damage fall off distance. So if you wanted to keep the damage up from losing out on the damage fall off distance on any of the other mods, then you could put this one on to try and counter it. Like the other legendary is 5 fall-off distance, so you could just put this one on to counter that. And then the only negative for this one would be the hip-fire weapon spread, which isn't really going to make too much of a difference. And then the last one is reload duration. Now, if you do like reload duration, then you can put this one on as well, but I think this is definitely by far the weakest blues, so this would be the very last one that I would unlock for Sprocket, because there's just definitely better mods out there. So yeah, that is all of the ones. Now, the mods that I like to run, I'm a healer at heart. I like to heal more than I deal damage or kill people in games, so I've gone for a health build rather than a damage build. Like if I was doing a damage build, I would be going with this one, and then also probably this one for the extra damage, and then also this one to counter off the damage fall off distance. But what I like to do is the first one is the Cal Frenzy, which I get the extra movement speed, cooling speed, but I lose out on damage duration. But obviously to counter this out, I put on this to give me back the 15% reload duration, so I'm actually only at -5. So in actuality, it's plus 10 movement speed, plus 200 cooling speed, and plus 5 reload duration. And then over here is plus 25 health and plus 20 hipfire weapon spread, which the hipfire weapon spread also, again, not too bad at all. And then I finish off with another legendary where I go with the plus 15 combat speed, plus 30 health, but I lose out on hip fire weapon recoil. And this is the build that I like to use. This is the build that is very successful for me because I feel like his self-heal is really not that good. So the extra health is a necessary thing for Sprocket, as he's very slow, very easy to hit as well. He's not able to heal himself as effectively as before his rework. I really miss his rework, pre-rework. The old Sprocket was definitely my favorite Sprocket, but here we are. So that is my build for Sprocket. And there you go. There is my build for Sprocket, my best build, my favorite build. But as I said in the video, that if you wanted to do a mod, if you wanted to do a damage build, I would be going for all the ones that I don't have unlocked. But because I don't do damage, I like to heal. I've gone for the healing build, or extra survivability build, I guess is a fitting way to put it. But yes, comment down below the builds that you like to use, as there's not many hunters in the game where they can run 2 different types of builds, so Sprocket is very unique in that sense. So I'd like to know if you do a damage build, survivability build, or whatever for Sprocket. But I won't keep it any longer though. So if you would like to join the Patreon, Discord, or become a channel member, the links are in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, this content, and all things Star Wars related, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.